Hello everyone, it's Leo, and in this video we are going to talk about the future of Healing Good Precure. In this week, there was a meeting of Toei Animation's shareholders, and we got some insight on how they're going to work on this season from now on. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to Hibiki on Twitter or Beth F here on YouTube for translating the information with us, because there were lots of Japanese people tweeting about this shareholder meeting, and she translated this info so that we can, talk about it, discuss it, and see what they're thinking of doing with Healing Good Precure. The first important information is that Healing Good Precure lost 2 months of content, more or less. Following that, Toei doesn't know how to handle this new situation. It is something totally new that never happened with a franchise like Precure before. They don't want to shorten Healing Good Precure, but they also don't want to delay next year's Precure season. So this creates a big dilemma, right? At the same time, Toei is considering changing the time period of the next season. When we talk about a new season in Precure, we usually have the logo and the registration of the name in October, the website's updating in late December, and usually most times we have leaks like late November, early December, we already have leaks of the characters. And also a merchandise wave in late December, early January as well, and the release of the season in early February. This might be different for 2021. Actually, this might start being different at the end of this year if they actually postpone the next season a little bit so that Healing Good can run its full course. Things might change. But the thing is, they still don't know what they're actually going to do with Healing Good. This is all ideas that they have and things that they want to work with. There's also something else we need to consider here. Toei Animation is not the only one who benefits from merchandise of the Precure franchise. We have other companies that release the toys and make promo for the toys they release, obviously. So changing the release date of a season and its merchandise is surely not only in the hands of Toei Animation alone. We also have the fact that there are lots of Cure Earth merchandise being released already. She was supposed to be released sometime this month, June, or next month, July, and we see the merchandise release followed her original release date, probably because of the contract they had with the companies that released the toys. Those companies were expecting the profit during this time period, so they probably couldn't change the release date. This might also influence the timeline and events of Healing Good Precure. They also mentioned that Precure is a franchise that has a lot of fans, and it also has a legacy of 17 years, and they don't want to disappoint those fans. I think it's very hard for them if they're thinking about the fans, because I feel like lots of people want Healing Good Precure to run its full course, but at the same time, lots of fans want the next Precure season to start in February to follow the regular course, the regular schedule that it usually has. And this is really hard, because who do you prioritize, and how can you decide this? This is something very hard, right? And I believe that Toei doesn't have an answer ready, because they're still thinking about what they should do or not. There is also another information concerning the voice actors for Precure. They said that the voice actors are working the maximum number of voice actors working together is 3. And so they need to really prioritize the health and the security of the voice actors. So this is probably changing a lot of the dynamics between the voice acting and also the people that mix the sound, the people that work with the sound. This is probably gonna be something that impacts this season and how it's done, probably even the writing in some ways. And now Last but not least, we're going to talk about something else which is not exactly related to Healing Good Precure, but also the Precure Puzzlin game. Let's talk about Precure Puzzlin. Unfortunately, the game has discontinued, it doesn't exist anymore, but in this meeting, they said that the game wasn't a complete failure. It was just impossible for them to continue. But there is some good news for people like me that loved the artwork from Precure Puzzlin. They said that they noticed that the fans really love the artworks from Precure Puzzlin, and they're thinking of ways of saving and using those artworks, possibly in merchandise. How cool is that? Honestly, I think that one of the nicest things about Precure Puzzlin is the fact that we had lots of arts from lots of girls from past seasons that we don't usually see much. Sometimes we see them in merchandise, like here and there, but in Puzzlin we were able to see high quality art of them using costumes they usually wouldn't use in regular merchandise, they wouldn't use in the season itself. So it was a very, very beautiful thing. So I'm happy that they're thinking of using those artworks in other ways, in merchandise and such, and I cannot wait to see what they do with it. And one thing that I found very nice about this observation about Precure Puzzling is that they really noticed that the fans are loving the artworks. They noticed that the fans were really talking about the artworks and praising it. And so, this makes me really believe that Toei is paying attention to what the fans are liking about the franchise and what the fans are praising and what the fans are talking about Precure. They are in sync with that. And this week, we also had the news that Precure is going to start simulcasting in Crunchyroll. Healing Good Precure is going to start simulcasting in Crunchyroll. We still don't have a release date, but it is going to happen. Crunchyroll already announced it. Not in all areas of the world, unfortunately, but in some of them. This is something that the fans have been asking Toei, the fans have been asking Crunchyroll, and now it's happening. So it really makes me believe that they are really paying attention to what the fans are wanting, to what we are asking, to what we are discussing in the fandom, and what we're talking about. This is very big, this is important, and we as fans, we have the power to make our voices heard. If we like something, we need to talk about it. We need to praise it. We need to show our love for Toei Animation to see that they're doing something that we are liking, that they're doing something that we are enjoying. And making our voices heard is very important. And nowadays we have social media for that. Obviously, we need to know how to use it to not, bother people, especially people that are working with something, and we need to be really respectful. If we don't like something, maybe keep it to ourselves or say it in a way that is not disrespectful or bashful. Keep it respectful. If you're doing it on social media, keep it respectful. But this is big. This is huge. Knowing that Toei is paying attention to what we're saying as fans, Toei is paying attention to what we're discussing, to what we're liking or not liking. This is big. This is huge. So they are paying attention. So let's use our voices for this. Obviously, one of the ways of using our voices is actually buying merchandise, but this is not possible for lots and lots of people. So use your voices. Talk about the things you love. Show the love for what you're liking about the Precure franchise. Toei is paying attention to that, and we were able to see that with this affirmation about Precure Puzzlin. So, at the end of the day, I must say, this made me really happy because they are thinking of ways of saving Healing Good Precure. They're also thinking about the merchandise release. They're also thinking about they're also thinking about protecting the workers that are, working in Precure because they need to be safe so that they can keep on bringing this amazing franchise to us. And they are paying attention to us, the fans. So if you are a fan and want to make your voice heard, make your voice heard. Talk about the things you love about the franchise. If they do something you love, talk about it. If they do something that you think is right, praise them, like show the love. And we have the power for that because we are the fandom. We are one of the pillars of this franchise. Obviously, the children who are in Japan and their parents and their families that are buying the merchandise for them are the ones, the biggest supporters. But we, as fans, also support this franchise in so many ways. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep working towards making this franchise as important as it is. And they don't want to disappoint the fans. 17 years of Precure, they want to keep the legacy. Precure has a legacy, so they have a lot in their hands to keep the legacy of this amazing franchise we love. And we spend a lot of money on. Let's not lie. Let's not lie on that. Anyways, I just want to take this little time to thank so much all the supporters of the Magical Cinnamon channel. Thank you so much for believing in me. If you are subscribed to Magical Cinnamon, thank you very, very much as well. Your support means everything to me in this world. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.